Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
This is going to be a film session on Jalin Hyatt. He finally got his first two catches this week. He really did his thing. I mean, he was open a couple more times. There were some things he didn't do as well. But I want to start this video off first by showing just what some of the potential is having a guy like Jalin Hyatt on the field and having a guy like Darius Slayton on the field. So let's get straight into this. So this is the first play I'm going to show you all, pretty much just showing what some of the potential is for a guy like Darius Slayton, who I'm drawing. His route, Hyatt is running the go route, and he kind of takes an outside release, which is probably good because he's pulling the safety over. You're going to have Paris Campbell, who's just going to kind of run, sort of looking like a crosser, and then he's going to sit. And then you're going to have Saquon Barkley do the exact same thing, kind of get upfield a little bit and sit right here. So what this is doing is I'm going to get rid of these routes, or maybe I should change colors. They basically run a bunch of cover four. This is what they ran most of the game. There's actually a cover six. So your corner at the top of your screen that Jalin Hyatt is lined up across from is going to kind of basically play a cover two. He's playing cover two by himself. He's going to sit in sort of this intermediate area. You're going to see him pass off Jalin Hyatt to the safety. And they pretty much have it pretty well covered for Hyatt. So that safety is going to have to pay a lot of attention to Hyatt running a million miles per hour down the field. And as you see, Paris Campbell is a guy that's turning around to catch this ball. DJ is a guy that's been taking these shots, taking these middle of the field throws. So the safety over here towards the bottom of your screen, the safety sort of standing right on that hash mark right there, is taking a look at Paris Campbell. Him stepping up for Paris Campbell leaves Darius Slayton one-on-one down the right sideline. That safety is not playing his responsibility there. And with a better throw, I can't even say it's a bad throw, but maybe with a perfect throw, Slayton walks into the end zone. If this ball is thrown a tick earlier, if Daniel Jones throws this right here, soon as he sets, instead of setting and then hitching, then you probably have a walk-in touchdown. But again, this is a Hyatt film session. The reason I'm showing you this is because Hyatt pulls over the safety there. The safety cannot commit to the middle of the field at all. He has to worry about Hyatt. And then on top of that, just really good play design as far as occupying the middle of the field, occupying these safeties, and getting one-on-ones. And with two guys on the outside, they can run as fast as they can. These plays are going to start hitting. I don't know if it's next week, if it's the week after, but these plays are going to start consistently hitting, going down the field. So in this next play, you're going to have Jalin Hyatt right here. And this is literally the defense's worst nightmare. This is literally the defense's worst nightmare. You got Jalin Hyatt in the slot, basically running the seam. And you got Waller here. Is he going to run a seam? Is he going to run a crosser? Waller is going to occupy all of this attention here in the middle of the field. And this is exactly what's good for Jalin Hyatt to probably, if he gets this ball, he probably scores with how fast he is. So this time the Cardinals are in cover two, and they kind of abandoned cover two and went to quarters coverage the entire second half for some reason. But this is them in cover two. And if you take a look at Waller, he's going to occupy these defenders, and Jalin Hyatt is wide open. The ball should be out right there. The ball should be out because Jalin Hyatt is going to look for this ball right here. If the ball is out right there, I understand DJ sees he's not looking for it, but as soon as Hyatt clears this and he starts to check a little bit right here, at this point, Daniel Jones is kind of running backwards. And I'm not going to destroy Daniel Jones for this because also it comes a trust factor. Is he going to turn and look for the ball? He's a rookie. Is he going to actually turn and look for the ball in time? Can I throw this there? But it looks like Hyatt would have turned and caught that ball. And if Hyatt catches this ball right here, if Hyatt catches this ball here, he's scoring. That's 6 points. That's 6 points right there. So this is another potential big play that I think the Giants will go back to because they're going to see this on tape. Waller's getting a double team right here. And Daniel Jones, all last year, the beginning of this year, would be throwing this ball to Darren Waller, which I think he could have actually done here. But you got Darren Waller occupying this guy and all of these cover two defenders at this level of the field, and you got two guys running deep. And if we can get some protection here, so don't even look at Daniel Jones at the left side of your screen. If there was protection here, you got two guys running wide open. Safety got to make a decision. He can throw this towards the Cardinals logo, and you got Hyatt, with a bunch of space to go and get that ball and run into the end zone. And then you got Paris Campbell, another 4-3 guy, up at the top of your screen. He already pulled the safety down, Hyatt did, and Paris Campbell can catch this ball and run right into the end zone. So if we can start getting some decent protection, and this is, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can get some decent protection on these 5-step drops, and I kind of think Daniel Jones started to bail here. He may have been able to step up in the pocket here and make this throw. But either way, if he gets half a tick more, he can hit Hyatt, he can hit Paris Campbell, but I think probably the easiest thing for him to do with how he operated this was to hit Waller right here, turning around. So for this next play, Hyatt is in the slot again, which I think he's going to be getting used a lot in the slot. I mean, that's what he did in college a bunch, and his speed in the middle of the field against this cover two and quarters defense that most of the league loves to play. Him splitting these safeties down the middle of the field is a scary sight. But take a look at Hyatt in the slot. I don't know if anybody's been watching a lot of the Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle stuff in Miami. They've been using these receivers, running around at the line of scrimmage, putting a lot of stress on the defenders before they even get to start the play. And having a guy like Jalin Hyatt, who's as fast as he is, running at the beginning of the snap is just scary for defenders. It's scary. He's already got to run and start. No way this defender can get hands on him. And again, if Hyatt isn't running a streak here in the middle of the field, which if you get time, Hyatt is going to run past the safeties. It's just going to happen. But if he's not running a streak here and he's running across the field, or he's running an out route up towards the top of the screen, he's open. But him just getting that running start right here is going to be something that I know they're going to go back to. I know they're going to go back to this because it's just unfair to have an athlete this fast running at the start of the snap. So, same play. I just showed you what Hyatt did, and I just talked about how Hyatt and Slayton and Waller are going to open things up for each other. So take a look at the bottom of your screen. Take a look at Darius Slayton. Runs a decent route in and out. And there's no one over here. There's no one over here. And I want Daniel Jones to throw this ball a second sooner. He's kind of off balance. But if he can throw this here to Darius Slayton, look at this field. Look at this space and opportunity. If Slayton can get this ball right here, he can head upfield. And Slayton isn't the most agile guy, but he can get some yak here. Nonetheless, DJ has to step out of a sack, and Slayton converts on a first down. But that's all because Waller pulled both of these safeties back. You got no help. You got a lot of space and opportunity. So a great conversion right there for the Giants. So, folks, this is something that I love to see. I've been talking about Hyatt when he gets to the top of these routes, when he's running these deep routes. He's got to start giving these guys some moves at the top of these routes, and he's going to start making big plays. He's going to start making big plays. So he doesn't get the ball here, but Slayton is in motion to start this play, and Hyatt is just going to run this in man coverage. And watch how he does this. He's off the line of scrimmage, and again, you got Slayton with the running start this time. And this is just a ton of speed right here at the bottom of your screen. But you got Hyatt up the field. Let me let this play in real time. Hyatt up the field, rocker step, double rocker step, and uses his hands here if you pay attention. He turns the corner around. He gets that corner to open up those hips, and this corner is ready to run towards the middle of the field. He's ready to run towards the middle of the field here. So once he turns that corner, once he opens up his hips, watch Hyatt hit that rocker step and hit that slight tap on the defender's shoulder right there. And he's off balance. And Hyatt is going to break this outside. And that's a completion right there. Now, DJ took a safe completion to Slayton and still got a chunk play. But if for some reason he didn't hit that, Hyatt is open. And What you can do with the speed demon like Hyatt is you can put this ball upfield here, completely straight upfield, away from this safety, and that could be a touchdown because he's just that fast. But you get your chunk play out of Slayton. So the Cardinals played a lot of cover 4 and cover 6 this game, and some cover 2. And again, Hyatt being on the field has an effect on everybody else. And there's no safety help for Slayton here. So take a look at the safety all the way at the top of your screen. This is their backup safety that's in for Buda Baker, which is why we probably got a ton of plays to happen for us. But watch him as he takes a look at Paris Campbell in the middle of the field, and Eli hit that. Eli, wow. Eli Manning is not on the field, people. But Daniel Jones hit Darius Slayton on that comeback route a little bit earlier in this game at this point. So they're still sitting on these plays that Paris Campbell is sitting on. So Paris Campbell sitting in the middle of the field. Darius Slayton gets one-on-one coverage. That safety that's over top of Hyatt has to stay on that side of the field. Do you see him even glancing anywhere but where Jalin Hyatt is? He's not looking at Campbell. He's not looking anywhere but where Hyatt is. And that gets Slayton one-on-one deep down the field every single time. I've seen teams last year bracket Slayton on deep routes because he's your only deep threat. Your only deep threat possible. And Slayton got more one-on-one deep routes than I've seen him get since he's been a rookie. And Daniel Jones has got to get the ball further out or throw the ball quicker. And he throws it. I mean, maybe he has to throw it here, get rid of the ball here and let him run under it. Because I think he has the arm strength to throw this ball further. But if you got to throw it earlier, throw it right here instead. But there's no reason in hitching before you throw it. That ball should have been further out. But again, as I said, because that safety at the bottom of your screen has to worry about Hyatt, he cannot get over there at all. And the other safety is worried about what's going on with the eye candy in the middle of the field. Slayton is one-on-one. So on this play, this is just mostly bad safety play. This is the play everybody's probably been waiting for in this film session. Jalin Hyatt running this deep post that he should have scored on. And you're going to watch this corner drop back into his cover 3 zone. This safety kind of makes it look like maybe I'm blitzing. Maybe I'm not. But in reality, this safety is going to just kind of drop to right here and just sit. And then on top of that, you got the safety. He's supposed to rotate over to the middle of the field and be that middle of the field safety. Meanwhile, this corner's playing outside leverage. This corner's playing outside leverage. So this should not happen in a cover 3. It just shouldn't happen. You got someone right in the middle of the field. You got 2 guys playing deep leverage, deep outside leverage. This deep post should not be working against this cover 3 the way it did. But because of horrible safety play and that this safety is more focused on Paris Campbell and guys like Darren Waller in the middle of the field in front of him more than playing that deep safety role, this is what allows this to happen. So he also underestimates Jalin Hyatt's speed for some reason. So Hyatt is going to come out of his I guess you can say receiver stance, and he's going to hit another rocker step right here. As you see, he just kind of weaves outside and in. The corner is just outside leverage all the way. He still has, the corner doesn't play this well either because he falls for that rocker step, and instead of just continuing with outside leverage and just getting up the field as you should with anybody like Hyatt, better you give up a 20-yard pass or a 15 to 18-yard pass than a 40-something yard, 50-something yard pass. So instead of keeping outside leverage, knowing that you have a guy standing right in front of you that maybe can get in the passing lane, he decides to bite inside. And at that point, Jalen Waddle. Jalin Hyatt he's lost him. He's lost him. Look how quickly he accelerates right here. From this step to getting him to bite inside to accelerating and him gone. And the safety, like I said, should be in the middle of the field, should be getting depth, but he doesn't. And he's just out the window. He's out the window. And the ball, again, should have been further out. Should have probably been thrown sooner. But Still kind of is able to drop right in the bucket. But again, if he'd have thrown a little bit sooner or a little bit farther, it's a walk-in touchdown. But huge play for Jalin Hyatt, huge play for the Giants. This kicked off the comeback completely, and this is only a sneak peek of what you're going to see this season from Jalin Hyatt. So this is the last play. I'm going to save it for last, and this is the beauty of football. This is why we love the game so much. This is the beauty of the game because Jalin Hyatt and Darius Slayton and the New York Giants are running this exact same play that I said I was excited because Darius Slayton got ahead of steam and he's running across the formation before the ball snaps. This is the exact same play, except instead of Darius Slayton sitting about 10 yards down the field where he got that ball last time and was able to turn up the field and run that huge chunk play that Slayton got after the catch, instead of him doing that this time he takes that route all the way inside. So they're saying, let's give Hyatt as much space as possible because this corner cannot cover him on this corner route. So look at Hyatt at the top of your screen. Look at Slayton. Exact same release, exact same route. And instead of Slayton turning around and sitting where the corner gets comfortable, and he actually kind of sort of gets open a little bit on the inside, Hyatt turns this corner around again. He turns the corner around again. And he's in his blind spot, and Daniel Jones just puts it on him. Now, could he have put this further outside? Maybe. And Hyatt kind of maybe has to make a toe tap. But he just puts it up for Hyatt to go get it. And this just shows the trust. He puts it up there for him to go get it on this corner route. Same play they ran a couple of minutes earlier in the game. And Hyatt answers the call, goes up, high points the football. He's up there. He's up there. He's high pointing this football. Hyatt is not just a guy who's going to catch the ball when no one's around him. He's a guy that can make these contested catches because he's got great hands. And that's what I think is the most underrated thing about Jalin Hyatt's game is his ability to win these 50-50 balls, his ability to go up and get the ball at any time. Great hands, great catch radius, great athleticism right here to go up, snatch his ball out of the air, protect it, look at it, the ball's in his gut, and go down to the ground with it. So I'm just going to stop it and pause it for me to talk. I'm going to talk about him getting mossed, number 13 getting mossed by Jalin Hyatt right here. And I was going to title this video just Jalin Hyatt film breakdown, but I think I'm going to title this How Jalin Hyatt Opened Up the Giants offense and the Cardinals comeback or something like that, because Jalin Hyatt opened this offense up. You saw he got Slayton open a couple of times with the ability to not be able to double both sides, and they're more scared of Hyatt's speed than Slayton's speed because Hyatt has 4.2 speed. I don't care what the 40 said. Hyatt is the fastest man on the team. So he's opening up things for Slayton on the other side of the field, running these deep routes. When you put them on the same side of the field, one of them is always open because someone has to worry about both of their speed. He opens up things for Waller, as you've seen. He opens up things for Campbell. A couple of these plays I've shown you, Waller and Campbell have been just standing there wide open in the middle of the field, waiting for the ball on some of these comebacks. And he's going to open up things for himself because when he's not completely open, when you go back to this play and say Hyatt was wide open or Hyatt was open this last time on this corner route, let's go back to it. He's not wide open this time, but Daniel Jones trusts him enough to throw the ball, let him go pluck the ball out of the air like this. So I'm thinking we're going to see some more of Hyatt every single week. I think he's undeniably probably the most talented wide receiver we have. Maybe not the most talented receiver because we do have Waller. But I think he's the most talented wide receiver we have. I think he's going to continue to get all of these guys one-on-one matchups when he's in the game. Now, I did show you a play or two where he's just kind of dipping past people. He's not really that polished in the route running game so far. I did show you he is getting better at the top of his route, but I'm still worried about the release. I'm still worried about the nuanced short yardage route running, not the times where you're at the top of your route when you're almost at full speed and people have to worry about that. There's a reason that the Giants don't put him on the field. They take him off the field in the red zone. And that's just because of lack of route running right now. But if he can get that down and he can start getting into the red zone, at that point, he's going to be a weapon down there too. Because this speed, as I've said before we drafted him, when we drafted him, this speed is uncoverable. You just cannot deal with this type of speed. Only answer to it is to get a pass rush. But you guys let me know what you're thinking of Hyatt, what you're thinking of the offense overall after that second half explosion. And what are you thinking going into this 49ers game? I know this is a tough game. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.